So, what if the secret to gaining everything was actually giving things up? I know, it sounds like a riddle, right? Well, today we're going to explore a piece of philosophy that argues just that. It suggests that our constant quest for more is the very thing that's holding us back.
The author kicks things off with a feeling I'm sure we've all had. Living is so tiring. You know that feeling of being chained down, that life is just one long uphill battle? Well, this whole philosophy is really an attempt to answer that one universal feeling.
And right there, that's the core question that just flips everything on its head. It challenges our deepest belief that progress means we have to accumulate more and more. Instead, it points to a radically different path.
Okay, so let's get into the first big idea. The author doesn't just frame this as some clever little paradox. No, they call it a form of great wisdom, a much deeper way of seeing the world.
And this is the principle right at the heart of it all. The text says that by letting go of our attachments, to stuff, to ideas, even to who we think we are, we actually open ourselves up to receive something way more meaningful.
Now, I know this idea can feel a little bit abstract, so the author uses a couple of really vivid analogies to show how the things we own can, well, end up owning us. The first analogy is to think of your life as a long journey. We're all walking down a path, right? And every single thing we possess is like a piece of luggage that we have to haul with us.
And the logic is pretty simple, isn't it? The more baggage we insist on carrying, more stuff, more achievements, more expectations, the heavier our load gets and the slower we move. We get so weighed down we can't reach the truly beautiful destinations that are just up ahead. So the key takeaway here is that accumulation isn't progress. It's really a form of self-imposed limitation.
The second analogy is even more direct. Think about it. A hand that's already clenched shut can't receive anything new. A room that's just crammed with junk has no space for anything beautiful. It's a simple truth, really. To make room for the new, you got to clear out the old. Okay, so if letting go is the key, what exactly should we be letting go of? Now, you might want to brace yourself, because this is where the philosophy gets truly radical. The author lays out a very specific path towards what they describe as ultimate freedom. The author calls for something they term the four great abandonments, and these are, well, they're big ones. They argue that to find true unity and freedom, you have to let go of the very pillars that structure our lives and identities. First, the idea of the nation. Second, organized religion. Third, political parties. And fourth, even the family unit itself. These, the author claims, are the very structures that divide us.
And believe it or not, the list doesn't even stop there. The author argues that for total freedom, we also have to abandon private property, the traditional institution of marriage, all those restrictive social rules, and then finally, the biggest attachment of all, our own ego, our sense of a separate self.
So you're probably thinking exactly what the text anticipates. If giving all this stuff up leads to happiness, why is it so impossibly hard? Why don't we see more people just, doing it? And the author's answer here is fascinating. As this slide lays out, the resistance is always strongest from those who benefit most from the current system. A king isn't going to give up the idea of a nation. It's the source of his power. A high priest won't abandon their religion. And the wealthy? They'll fight to the death to protect private property. And why? Because these structures are what give them their status and their control.
So, after all this difficult, probably painful letting go, what's on the other side? What is the ultimate gain that this really radical path promises?
The text describes it as a state of just profound peace, an ecstatic realm where the self, with all of its worries and its fears and its wanting, just dissolves. And what's left is a mind that is simply relaxed, happy, and feels connected to everything.
According to the author, this isn't just a path, it is the one true path. It's a direct line to a higher state of being, one that bypasses all those systems of nation, religion, and family, and connects you straight to freedom.
The author's vision is vast, and yeah, maybe for most of us it's pretty absolute. But let's just bring it down to a personal scale for a second. That leaves us with a really powerful question. You don't have to abandon everything, but what is one thing, one possession, one belief, one attachment that you hold on to that might secretly be holding you back? Thanks for joining this explainer.